Now, the most exciting proof of concept is very recent data. This is proof of concept actually in humans. There actually is a commercially available nutraceutical that people can buy now for use in humans. And the company that's making this nutraceutical has provided us with some of it to do research on, and we have added it to cells, and we have found that it in fact induces telomerase expression. Not very much, but little is better than nothing. Even a little bit will at least decrease the rate of shortening. But now, it might even be working better than we thought. In collaboration with another lab, we took blood samples from people that are actually taking this nutraceutical now and looked at their telomeres. And even though we couldn't see the average telomere increasing, we could see that the shortest telomeres were increasing, which is telling us that this nutraceutical is inducing telomerase, and this telomerase is having an effect on the telomeres. When people that had been on the nutraceutical for more than a year were looked at, there were several different things that were seen. Some of these biomarkers a lot of you are familiar with, but CD28 minus T cells is one of the best biomarkers of aging, and they tend to increase when you get older. But the people taking this nutraceutical saw their T cells, CD28 negative T cells decrease. They also saw naive T cells increase, natural killer cells decrease, blood pressure decrease, skin elasticity increase. This is really exciting. This is a real proof of concept that telomerase induction is something that can really be used to potentially cure aging. Now, we still don't know the question, will telomerase induction cure aging? And that's because this new nutraceutical hasn't been around long enough to really answer the question. But things are looking good, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens. We also still don't know the answer to how long we will live if we induce telomerase. Remember, there's no way to answer this stuff until we actually have a drug that we can show works. And then we can start asking the question, how long will people live? But I predict that people will definitely live beyond the 125-year theoretical maximum. And whether it's going to be 200, 300 years, we have no idea. We'll just have to wait and see. But will there be other things that we need to do to extend lifespan? Again, we don't know, but I guess it's pretty likely that telomere shortening isn't the only thing that causes aging. Unfortunately, there's all these other things that I mentioned before that are being done. So if telomere shortening is our shortest fuse on these dynamites, and we get that fuse put out, there's still going to be the other fuses coming, and hopefully other people are working on these. And I'm glad to say that these are well covered. There's people championing all these efforts, labs all over the country working on these. What's the biggest obstacle here? The reason why, I mean, science is very straightforward. It seems like scientists really have a really good handle on how to cure aging right now. The science is straightforward. It's the funding that's not straightforward. All these research labs depend on funding. Now, if you think about it, look at all the work that we're doing to send a man, put a man on Mars, find life on other planets, recreate the Big Bang and dissect the atom. The government is spending billions and billions of dollars on these things. You would think if somebody had a great idea on how to cure aging, the government would be spending just as equally as much money on them too. That's not the case. I believe that the government actually thinks that curing aging is not good for the human race in general. It's good for you and me, but it's not going to be good for the human race in general. I personally believe that we make the human race what we want it to be, and so let's push aging research. But right now the funding comes from nonprofit foundations such as the Maximum Life Foundation, one that I like because it focuses on all the different aging. It's not focused on just one. But there are a lot of other nonprofit foundations too. And there's also a lot of private individuals that have a lot of money that are interested in extending their own lifespan because they can't take it with them and they want to be around longer to spend their money. So a lot of these type of people are investing into these companies too. So in conclusion, I'd like to say that Groucho Marx may not have been joking. Maybe he really did want to try to live forever. I know that I do, and I know that my company is very motivated to doing this. Our logo is Cure Aging or Die Trying, and that if you want to learn more about telomerase induction, go to www.4m.com. cureagingordieTrying.com. So that should be easy to remember. You can do it with dashes or without. I will also be around to answer questions. I will also be at booth 139 to answer questions, because usually a lot of people have a lot of questions about this. It's a brand new technology and something we can look forward to in the future. And thank you very much.